He won a Grammy for the song Life in 11, an instrumental he co-wrote with Bela Fleck. Next week, he begins a tour with Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. Howard Levy is a master of the harmonica and a musician without limits, or so it seems. He's played with orchestras and blues bands and performed with everyone from Paul Simon to Dolly Parton. Tonight, we have him all to ourselves. Howard Levy, welcome back to Chicago tonight.
Thanks, Phil.
You are having a great year. You won this, for it to be capped off by winning a Grammy, that must be pretty satisfying.
Yeah, it felt very kind of like, all those nights sleeping in the turbos, it was all worth it.
But look, before we get to that, let's backtrack a little bit, because you've been called someone who has revolutionized the harmonica. And what is it that you did to earn that rep?
Well, when I was an 18-year-old college freshman at Northwestern, one day I was walking on the campus and I finally figured out how to bend a note and play some blues licks, that kind of stuff. And I started exploring it a little bit more because I was a piano player way before I played the harmonica, and I discovered that there were notes that were missing on this instrument. And I thought,
some sharps and flats?
yeah. But they weren't there. I thought, what? Well, that's impossible. It's an instrument. The notes have to be there somewhere.
But
and
some harmonicas do have the sharps and flats.
The chromatic.
You push the little button.
Right. But I didn't really like the sound of that instrument because it doesn't have that bluesy wail that this thing has. And so I realized that if you blow bend on the top and draw bend on the bottom, that's the way you normally get these bent notes. So I thought, with my 18-year-old brain, I said, well, maybe if I do the opposite thing, maybe if I try to blow bend on the bottom, maybe something else will happen. I didn't know what. So I'm trying one day, and this other note, higher note, pops out, almost like on a trumpet where you play the next note in the overtone series. And I didn't know what it was. All I knew was that it was one of the missing notes. And so I thought, well, if one of them's there, maybe all the other places on the instrument, maybe they're all there. And as if by magic, they all are. They're all there in the middle octave, the bottom, the top, so you have a full 3-octave chromatic instrument. So I discovered this when I was 18, and it's just a matter of how hard you're willing to work.
And you were the first person to do that. Now,
Yeah,
have you taught other people to do it? Can other folks do it now?
There's thousands of people all across the world who, they heard this and they went, wow, we can actually play like more than just blues licks on our little instrument here. And so a lot of people have learned how, and I have an online harmonica school where I teach people.
Well, that harmonica that you have, for example, I mean, that looks like just your standard issue, no-nonsense harmonica.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's made from Hohner parts and a special wood comb that's like the type of wood that they use to make knife handles, so that the saliva from your mouth won't make it expand.
What, did you make it? Did you make this harmonica?
No, someone
you
else
had it made.
Yeah, well, someone else made the comb, but then there's this guy in Joliet named Joe Falisco who was a machinist and started playing harmonica and just thought, maybe I can make these things play a little more easily. And he just went in there and just did all sorts of little tiny things to the reeds and to the slots and the reed plates, and really enhanced the behavior of these instruments. I play his customized Hohner. But Hohner has hired him as a consultant, and me too.
Oh, I see.
And so they're Hohners, they're hot-rodded Hohners.
I see, tricked out Hohners.
Yes, exactly.
All right, tell me about Life in 11, the piece for which you and Bela Fleck won a Grammy. How did that tune come about?
Well, I had been messing around for years playing in odd time meters. I had a band in the early 1980s called the Balkan Rhythm Band, and we played Bulgarian and Macedonian music. And so the main theme of this tune is a Bulgarian rhythm in 11. It's a dance rhythm called a krivo oro or a gankino. And I used to play for Balkan folk dancers here in Chicago and played at these dances and watched them dance, and I got the feeling of this groove. And I combined the Bulgarian rhythm with sort of like a Sonny Terry blues vamping thing. So normally you'd hear a harmonica player go, like kind of like that train stuff, but I did it in 11. And it's taka 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 taka. It's 2-2-3-2-2.
Rhythmically, it's pretty challenging.
Well, if you're Bulgarian, it's like in your blood,
I see.
And so I've played in 11 for so many years that it's like walking to me.
So it sounds a little trickier than 4/4 time. Let's put it that way.
Well, yeah, but it's got its own. It's amazing how Bela and Victor and Roy, as soon as I started playing it, they seemed so relaxed playing the feel, because it has one of those feels that if you're an advanced musician, It's a natural rhythm. It's not contrived. It's not like, let's be tricky. It's like, it's a dance rhythm from Bulgaria, and the reason why it's a dance rhythm is that it feels good.
Howard Levy, thank you so much for being here. We look forward to hearing you play a little bit more of Life in 11 in just a second. And congrats on all.